Greetings. I am sun gazing right now. Yes. So I might not look too much into the camera. I'll just. This is a collective reading for whoever needs to hear these messages. So let me begin this reading. Yes. I have not shuffled the cards. I feel like at the moment it's like I don't really know what to talk about in my videos. I think things are so complicated, complex. Sometimes things don't make sense. It all seems like one big mess. But I know we all go through like the same stuff, but it's like I still think to myself that what if what if what I'm going through is not the same as what you are going through, then I think maybe it's irrelevant what I'm talking about. But there's a reason why I want to make these videos. For some odd reason, I feel called to do that. So that's what I'm gonna do, even though it might not make sense at first. So I ask, can I please get some messages for the collective? I think there might be someone or a few people out here who wants to hear this, who needs to hear this, who is scrolling through the internet to find some confirmation on what is going on. I want to remind you that it's very important that you take good care of yourself, like I'm doing right now. I'm not focusing on the camera because the sun, my eyes, they need the sun very well. So we have the Ten of Cups. Yes. Yes. It's a new beginning, a completion, an ending, and a new beginning to emotional, from something emotional. It's like the cups are overflowing. Yes. We also have a lot of planets in Pisces. Plus, we have some planets in Taurus. Yes. Yes, I'm following 13 sign Ophiuchus astrology. If this information is confusing you, you can look it up. True sidereal astrology. So there's a lot of emotion going on. And emotions can be blinding. It's like, I feel like maybe there's, an ex, I don't know, something like that. I think from experience, it's very important, even though somebody might have hurt you in the past, it's still important to, respect that people have emotions, even though they might not show it. So it can be hard to move on sometimes without hurting people or without, because they might be all up in your energy, like I'm experiencing, they might be all over your energy. So in order to not feel like you're pushing someone away, it's about focus. It's like I should not be focused on pushing people away because that will just create more tension. I should rather be focused on what I want to do or what I want to focus on, you know? Like right now, I'm focusing on the sun. And I got the star, Aquarius energy, confirmation, you know? It's like pressure. So you might feel pressured by someone, like can't, someone finds you very irresistible and they don't want to leave you alone, even though they might be treating you bad, you know. Yeah. Yeah. So the message I get from this star card, even though it's high frequency, it's spiritual energy because it's the major arcana. But I'm getting like this. You feel this pressure. You feel pressure from all around you, maybe like constant pressure, which is Aquarius energy. It's fixed air, so it's constant. It's uh, perse- pre- perseverance of perseverance. I think of pressure. Yes, and this feeling of being restricted, like mentally. So I should not be focusing on pushing obstacles away. I should focus on the goal. So I could ask myself, what is the goal? Because then the obstacles, they will be moved out of the way. But when I'm focusing on the obstacle, that's where it gets hard and tiring. So it's important that, you know, that you focus on the goal, on the vision, and not the obstacle, right? That makes sense. So right now I feel like it can be hard to focus on the goal when one does not know what the hell the goal is. That's how I feel. I'm like, where am I going with this? So I think maybe you should write down, like with the air energy, write down what is your goal, because sometimes we get like part goals, like smaller things we want to accomplish, and maybe we forget where we are going, yeah, like the end goal, you know. So it's like, let's say I have a dream, I should follow that dream, you know, because then if I don't have like this overview of what I want in my life, it's like if I don't have a like a goal that is far away from me, it's like, let's say, then all these small things, they don't make sense. Like it becomes like a burden to even have to think about all these small things. But it's like when I have For example, if let's say I want a family, let's say that I want a family, yes, then there's a lot of small things that I need to do, like a lot of little things I need to do to align to that particular goal, for example. But let's say I want to have a family, but I don't really know if I want to pursue that. It's like all these things, it just becomes a burden, because I don't really know what it is that I want. So why should I do these things if that's not what I want, so that's why it's important to have goals, because why should I be disciplined if I don't know where I'm heading, if I don't know what I want. For example, why should I work out if I don't want to be stronger or be strong? Why should I even work out? Like, yeah, but yeah, there can be different reasons why one works out. For example, yeah, I can also do it out of obsession. If I don't channel my inner anger, I get crazy. So that can also be a inspiring factor. Fear, yes. Fear of madness, So I would say it's much better to like find a balance, to follow your dreams out of love, out of desire, and maybe not so much the fear of becoming crazy, because that's not inspiring at all. That's just a burden, So yeah, it's like with these videos. If I don't know why I'm doing it, it's like it might seem more like a burden and tiring, just very tiring energy. But if I just remind myself that I'm actually here to help, I want to assist with confirmation of what you already know. We forget sometimes, and I also am inspired by others at times, even though I think I'm all alone and I'm the only one who knows what I know. It's like I still get inspired from others. Yeah. I'm just shuffling and shuffling and shuffling and shuffling, and nothing comes out. Maybe I didn't shuffle enough, I tell myself. So, oh, there it was. I can't see anything because Five of Wands. So, like change in inspiration. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm I'm talking about, what is the inspiring factor? Are you inspired by desire, love, or are you inspired by fear? We have art. This is a great example. Like, it's like if I want to make music, for example. But I feel like if I'm inspired, you know, there are multiple things that can be an inspiring factor, you know. Maybe, and that's just a thought, maybe we should have a multitude of things that inspire us, you know. I think it's okay to be inspired by, you know, fear in some sense. Maybe it can be like an inspiring factor, but we need to balance this with the inspiration of love and fulfillment. I don't know if it even makes sense. I would never recommend anyone to let fear dictate their life, but sometimes fear can give us a push, in the right direction. Of course, it can also make us do things that you know that's not good. The same thing with desire. Desire can make us do things that are not good in the long run. It's not well for preservation of the body. So you know, inspiration. But I would always say that you should be inspired by love. Unconditional love. And I'm not talking about a conditioned kind of love, like you know, like yeah, expectations. That's a conditioned kind of love. I'm talking about the love of unconditional love. I am doing this out of unconditional love. I'm not expecting anything in return. Um, I want to do this, but at the same time, I need to be more professional if I want to make a living of it. I need to be more greedy in some way and the need to want to be paid, you know. Um, and maybe it's not greed, it's more that I need to demand to be paid for what I do. Or people or a lot of people, they will just take and take and take without like giving back in return. Um, so I personally need to be more demanding of that, you know, and I want to link it to inspiration. Like, I'm inspired to do this, not because of the money, but I need money to make a living, of course, you know. So the fear is not the inspiring factor, but the need of money will make me fearful enough to demand more. So how can you say? So fear can be an inspiring factor, and it can help us to realize some things. But we need balance. We need balance in everything for it to make sense, for us to be like these holy creatures that we are, of course. I don't know if any of this makes sense. I really hope it does. Um, because in my right mind, I would never say you know, that we should be inspired by fear, but I think it's also important to realize that fear it's a tool. It's a mechanism, and it has a purpose. Of course, a lot of people in this world, they use fear to control people. They use it for bad. The same thing with desire, like in commercials, for example. There are people in this world that abuse your desire to make money, for example, or to control your mind, right? So it's not just, they don't just use fear for mind control. They also use other things. So that proves my point that fear can be useful in moderation, you know, to be rational. Like, but that rationality can also be, it can also go, that rationality can also make me blind to the truth, of course. So that's why we need balance in everything that we do. We can't just we can't just do anything brainlessly, you know. We can't. We need to like balance everything all the time, or we will be imbalanced and fearful, or we will be blind to the fact that we have what we call common sense, you know. So it's about balance in everything. We have the emperor. Yes, because I thought about Libra, you know, the opposite of um, uh, why do you say Virgo? The opposite of Aries. Oh my god. Aries. But I was thinking about Libra because that's balance, you know, that's about creating balance. Yeah. I got the Aquarius because Libra and Aquarius, they go together. They are like this. But I got Aries. So maybe Aquarius needs some inspiration, you know. Maybe the Aquarian energy in you or me, we need something, we need to do things in a new way, in another way than what we're used to. Like, ask ourselves, what are we inspired by? I think, I think this video is nonsense. I feel like I'm talking nonsense. I hope somebody out there can use my wisdom, knowledge. It's like it's just that the fact that I was talking about Libra, that energy, but I pulled out the opposite energy. I think it's okay. So in order to balance out something, you need to look on the opposition. So I was talking about balancing rationality. I was talking about, yeah, that's Aquarius. So that must be okay. Okay, I think I get it. I think I get it now. It's like I'm an individual that I want to be there for others. Yes, like Libra. I want, my heart is like with others. So in order to find balance in that, I need to take a look at myself. Aries, right? Self. I need to find my my inspiration, what inspires me as an individual. Like what inspires you, to find your inner inspiration. Like, because before I was talking about like being inspired by something outside of myself, but it's like I want to do, there are things that I want to do in this world, but I've experienced a lot of cruelty, so I might be holding back. This is Nine of Swords. I might be holding back on some things because my rational mind is like trying to tell me, oh, that's dangerous. But I need to find that spark again, that original inspiration that I had, that childlike inspiration. Um, and at the same time, like when I was little, I could see that if I didn't do anything, I would just end up like there wouldn't nothing would happen in my life, and that's like more of the fear mentality. At the same time, I could see if I did do these things that I wanted, I might end up some place where I want to be. That's also an inspiring factor. So I think the message is that you should see the whole picture and not like push anything away, like any emotions, because it will always come back around at some point. you know yeah, I was talking about like if someone wants you shouldn't push them away. You should rather just focus on where you're going, you know, because me pushing something away instead of focusing on the goal, it will just create karma with that energy, you know. Like if I suppress fear, I shouldn't suppress fear because it's legit. It's not that I'm a fearful person, individual, but when I see the fear, the energy of fear, I should respect it and say, okay, it's a mechanism that can also guide someone. Yeah. I don't know. I try to rationalize things, even though there might be, in God we say that you fear no one, fear nothing, you know. But I just also think like fear, fear can talk to you, but fear should not be like your guide. You understand? You should be inspired by your goals, and you know because fear, it can create a monster, and like make they can make us do things that are quite like unnecessary, you know. Uh, like yeah, I know this video is confusing, but if I choose to be inspired by fear, I will get places, but I will mess myself up, you know, at on the way there. I will just mess up myself because like at a point I wanted to be strong and I did it out of, fear. And I actually saw worse results because I was training so hard. I was just destroying my body and I wasn't even able to be consistent with it because I was training so hard. So I had to rest for like 2 or 3 days sometimes because I was so tired. So I actually saw less results when I chose fear and I got injuries at the same time. So I usually don't get injuries because I usually just, consistent. And I see better results in my training if I train less, like, and I do it more frequently. I see way better results. I don't get injured, stuff like that. So I think this is what this video is about. It's like, what are you? Because I know this was really freaking confusing also for me. I was like, what am I talking about? But I'm the person, I'm an individual. I think things through to see like what is what. I don't just listen to others. So it's like um, you can choose to be inspired by fear and mess yourself up like big time. Just mess your physical, your mental, everything. Just mess it up because you might choose fear and do things out of fear, and it will just you will get places. But when you get there, you will be so messed up you don't even know what the hell is going on. Or you can choose to follow your goals. Yes. Damn, I don't even know if I want to like put up this video because it's like it makes sense in the end. Yeah, let me put up this video. So yeah, thank you for watching. Um, may you be blessed. You know, we already are. It's just sometimes it's hard to see the, how blessed we are in actuality. So yeah, I really don't want to post this, but I'm gonna do it anyway because yeah, yeah, yes, because that's who I am. I make sense out of nonsense. I am a master of that. So yeah, thank you, thank you for watching.